Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and a very warm welcome to Evolving Consciousness. I'm your host Purushottam, and in today's video, we are going to talk about the human machine. We are going to talk about a person who the world reveres as the greatest football ever lived in the planet. Yes, we are going to talk about the legendary Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, folks who have been someone who's been a football enthusiast probably knows his journey, probably knows his story. But either ways, this person is someone who the whole world reveres. To give folks who are from non-football background and who probably don't know much about this person, Cristiano Ronaldo was born in one of the remote villages of Portugal. He was born in an extremely impoverished family background. There were 4 of his siblings and they had extreme financial difficulties. Such were his financial difficulties that they even were struggling to survive for basic food and shelter. It is said that when young Cristiano Ronaldo wanted to play soccer, his dad didn't even have money to afford a soccer ball, and he didn't even have money for a pair of shoes. So Cristiano Ronaldo used to make a soccer ball from paper cuttings. Just imagine a person from such a background today becomes the god of football. Now, how did all this happen? My today's video is an humble attempt to sort of instill what are the top 3 lessons which you and me can learn from the life of this legend. Now, to begin with, the number one quality which we can learn from Mr. Cristiano Ronaldo is his resilience. Now, why do I talk about resilience, right? Because let's remember, resilience is not an easy quality to harness, or it's not an easy virtue which probably very few human beings embody. When his impoverished family background was not the only thing which he had to struggle with. He had to face the most unjust humiliations. And probably most people don't know, but he also was subjected to the most gruesome bullying. Just imagine, if you look at Cristiano Ronaldo now, if you look at his stature, if you look at his physique, who would have thought that this person was bullied one point in time? Now, this is not a video to talk about his achievements. You can always Google about it. But the plan is someone who has worked on himself to such a degree that the whole world reveres him. Now, coming back to the top 3 lessons which you and me can learn from Mr. Cristiano Ronaldo, the number one, as I said, resilience. At the age of 13, a certain incident happened with young Ronaldo. Like other kids, he used to attend school. And when he was attending school, it so happened that one of the teachers humiliated him in front of everyone, right? She humiliated the fact that he's from an extremely poor background, and she probably insulted his parents as well. So young Ronaldo, he was obviously infuriated, and he picked up a chair and tried to throw it on the teacher. As a result of that, he was expelled from the school. After which, young Ronaldo goes to his mother and says, "Mom, I would like to give up my studies and probably I want to completely dedicate my life to the game of soccer, the game of football." His mother, being a loving mother she agreed immediately. But life had some very colossal checkpoints for Mr. Cristiano Ronaldo, for young Ronaldo. At the age of 14, he was diagnosed with a heart condition. A heart condition which would make his heart pump more than normal. His heartbeat would raise more than normal. And this was a death-threatening disease which he had sort of got about. Now the doctors gave him only one remedy to deal with this. They said, give up the game of soccer. Just imagine the kind of devastated feeling young Ronaldo would have felt. A boy who was completely obsessed and he was in love with the game from his body, mind, and soul is being told by someone that he would have to lose his life if he continues to play the game of soccer. After certain days, the doctors come up with the second alternative. The doctors tell him that they probably can go with a heart surgery, but the success of that heart surgery is scarce. And if the heart surgery does not succeed, he will lose his life. The family obviously went with the first option, wherein they could sort of ask young Ronaldo to stop playing soccer. But young Ronaldo for him, soccer was his life. And it didn't matter to him to live a life without soccer, devoid of soccer. So he somehow convinces his family to go with the option 2. And option 2 is the thing which the doctors take, and with the divine grace he survives. Now there are so many things which you and me can learn from this particular excerpt from his life. The fact that the young kid was ready to give up his own life for the love of soccer. That talks volumes about the devotion and obsession and the genuine love he had towards his craft, towards his game of soccer. Oftentimes, whenever we engage in any kind of work, our day-to-day activities, we are not devoted to it. We don't have that relentless sense of devotion to our craft. But look at the temperament, look at the attitude, and let's understand one very subtle element. This is not coming from a grown-up, this is coming from a 14-year-old kid. Truly, he was made to be a legend. He was born to be a legend because his mindset was already pushing him towards becoming a legend. When he talked about resilience, right, when he was growing up, he had to face the most abject humiliations. He had to face the most gruesome bullying, but he didn't allow that negativity to consume him. Instead, he used that as a fuel to train harder. Now, people know that Cristiano Ronaldo only has 7% body fat, and he probably has the best physique in the world, giving tough competition to the world's best bodybuilders. And it is said that when Cristiano Ronaldo jumps in the soccer court, right, in the football court, his jump is around 78 centimeter and is known to have a jump which is higher than a cheetah. Now, how did all this happen? It's because of his resilience, it's because of his perseverance, it's because of his robust and focused attitude towards the goal. Hence, let us ask ourselves and let us stop giving these excuses as to why we cannot be more focused and why we cannot be more resilient. Now, this can be applied in so many different ways, right from the very basics to from the more lofty goals which we have. Now, normally what happens is we human beings always have excuses as to why we cannot do something. But we need to learn from the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo. He didn't let the family, the environment dictate or sort of let the flame for the game which he had from childhood bother him. He always had this obsession. He told himself that one day I'll be the best footballer in the world. And he did that. Also, the fact that young Ronaldo, when he was growing up, the people around him told that he doesn't have the right physique to become a footballer. They said he was naturally skinny. So young Ronaldo took it up as a challenge and he trained excruciatingly hard and he breached all the limits of his human potential. Which brings me to the second point of Mr. Cristiano Ronaldo. He developed this quality to nurture pain. He developed this quality to harness pain. He developed this quality to endure pain. Because let's understand one thing. It's beautifully said, pain is inevitable, suffering is optional. Now, most of us, if you just reflect on our choices and the way we function, most of us want to avoid pain, right? And that's why we go with easy alternatives. But Mr. Cristiano Ronaldo, he didn't avoid pain. Exercising and going into top-notch shape, the level of fitness which Cristiano Ronaldo has, is not an easy thing. It requires a lot of patience and a lot of training, and the training is extremely painful. Now, the fallacy of pain is, I would like to sort of deconstruct this mechanics of pain, because most of us think that we can avoid pain and go with more easy avenues, right? But one thing you need to understand, pain is really inevitable. Let me give you an example of something which you and me can relate from. Now, let us say that a certain person loves to engage himself in sweet delicacies, right? He just enjoys having good sweets. Now, in the process of having sweets, right, and he seldom exercises, so he wants to avoid the pain of exercising, he wants to avoid the pain of exerting himself. So, in the process, he is constantly engaging in the pleasure of eating sweets. After some years, because of his habit, he starts getting this condition which is most commonly called as diabetes, right? Now, because of this condition, he is inevitably invited a pain which is not going to serve him. What I am trying to bring your attention towards is the fact that there is only a choice between which we can have between choosing which kind of pain or which kind of pleasure we want to engage in. Because pain will come to you. Now, the only choice which you and me have at our disposal is to choose the right pain versus the wrong pain. Because if we engage in pleasures which are not good for us in the long term, we are going to invite pain which is not going to serve us. In fact, it is going to cripple us from within. So, there is no way we can avoid pain. So, it's only a matter that we choose, we deliberately make conscious moves to choose the right kind of pain. Now, this is a gross physiological pain, but we also can relate this to psychological pain. We all know that meditation is very important. We all know that meditation has umpteen number of benefits, but most of us still avoid meditation. The number one reason why people avoid meditation is because they are bombarded with a lot of thoughts and uncomfortable thoughts, discomforting thoughts. They have to go through the pain of those thoughts to sit down and calm themselves. Most people cannot sit alone for a long period of time without any external stimulation. That is the state of our present human minds. Hence, it is why I brought this up is because we normally consider pain as a physiological manifestation, but pain can also be psychological. But once you engage in meditation or meditative practices, you go through that initial struggle of psychological pain. There will come a time when the pain starts giving you results, and the pain no longer exists, but the benefits which you will get from the results of you engaging in meditation will be umpteen, right? But most people avoid that pain. But eventually, they will have to face the pain of other issues, other mental disorders. Hence, it's very important to learn this very important quality from Mr. Cristiano Ronaldo of enduring pain. He always had this great capacity to feel the pain, endure pain, because he was very clear about what his outcomes were. He knew that pain was inevitable. For him, failure is not an option. So instead of not training hard and instead of failing because of poor training regime and enduring the pain of failure, he chose to take the pain which comes from training in relentless practice. So it's only a question of what kind of pain you are choosing. I'll make a full-blown video on this fallacy of pain and pleasure sometime probably later. But I just wanted to touch upon this very nuanced aspect which we probably don't pay close attention to. Now, coming to point number 3, of Mr. Cristiano Ronaldo's hallmark greatness, right? The power of self-belief. Now, Cristiano Ronaldo, probably most of the people who sort of hate him also might consider him as arrogant. But probably he is arrogant. But one thing you need to understand and acknowledge is his great sense of self-belief. The man has the most impeccable sense of self-belief and self-confidence. And he has a very beautiful quote which says that when he addressed the entire audience and his fan following in the world in general, and he says that your love makes me stronger and your hate makes me unstoppable. Your love makes me stronger and your hate makes me unstoppable. So the power of self-belief is very important in a world where people are ready to criticize you, crib about you, tear you down by having the bombardments of criticisms, insults. The man has proved all his haters wrong, right? As I mentioned, you can hate him, like him, but you certainly can't ignore him. Now, one thing, if you want to sum up from what we can learn from Cristiano Ronaldo's life is, to put it very simply, he's a man who is an exemplary example of what discipline, perseverance, and a relentless self-belief can create. Because for him, he always said that for me, success is very important, and he always trains extremely hard. If you look at his physique now, he's around close to 40, but his physique looks like a 21-year-old. Now we can not only gain inspiration from him from a pure physiological standpoint, right, but also from a psychological standpoint. The qualities which this person possesses are rare, and that's what makes him rare. Not everyone can face or probably endure such excruciating pain which Mr. Ronaldo had. But one thing is noteworthy about this person is he was extremely clear about his goal. He was extremely clear about the venture he wanted to pursue. Because clarity precedes mastery. From his very beginning of childhood, he knew what was his goal. He wanted to be the best footballer in the world. And his thoughts, feelings, and beliefs aligned in that direction. And no matter what the outside situation is, he focused on his game. He focused on having an extremely strict regime in terms of his practice, but also in terms of his habits. Many probably don't know, but Cristiano Ronaldo doesn't drink booze, right? He doesn't smoke or drink. Now, to have this level of discipline, this level of work ethic, even after becoming the world's biggest legendary player, that is not human. Hence, I would like to call him the human machine or inhuman. Hope this video resonated with you, because Cristiano Ronaldo is someone which everyone looks up to, right? He looks like a celebrity Hollywood star, and his physique, and look at the way this person has come up from a place wherein probably people would be victims, right? This person has worked so excruciating hard to reach the place where he has. We all need to gain inspiration from him. And when you understand the mechanics of pain, you will feel that it's better to deliberately choose the right pains versus avoiding the pain of hard work, because you would have to eventually face the pain of failure. And it's very interesting how you can develop this understanding of how pain works so that it serves you to become a more powerful personality. Hope this video made sense to you. Hope this video was of value to you. I am really open to your feedback, constructive criticism or constructive feedback. So don't forget to give your valuable and candid feedback in the comment section of the video. And don't feel lazy to write down some comments, right? You won't be deducted of any kind of income tax. So please feel free to write comments, and also do share some this content if you really liked it with 3 or 4 of your friends, so that you can gain some inspiration, so that you get fueled from within to go out there and do whatever walk of work you're doing, right? From whichever walk of life you belong to, do the work with utmost dedication, the utmost sense of commitment to mastery. There's a Cristiano Ronaldo inside you as well as inside me. He wants to get up, wants to realize his potential. So let's learn from this living legend and try to build up how we can, in our own small way, exhibit these exemplary qualities. Thank you so much and meet you in the next video. Bye.